No, Snowy's not going to give you any breathing room. As we get into game number 1 of Phazon versus Snowy in this winner's semifinal match.
Snowy, first one to grab a weapon, chunking away the axe, but man, it's so quickly turned around.
Yeah, Snowy went for that weapon toss. Phazon was able to get through it, and now he's in control. Ooh. He's got Snowy on the edge, but that soft platform really helping Snowy get high and away from Phazon.
Ooh, Snowy with a little bit of the hit and run. Wasn't going for any extended dodge reads there, but Phazon certainly does.
Yeah, nice gravity cancel side light. Going for the reads there. Snowy able to avoid it. Phazon is winning in neutral, getting hit after hit.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that's why Snowy is already into the red. Phazon looking for these knockouts. Goes for the dodge read. Almost gets it, but was just shy a hair on that side air.
Yeah, and I love the mix-ups Phazon's doing, right? He went for the side light, gravity cancel side light into a Sair, side light into a ground pound. He's changing up what he's doing off the side light, trying to find the one that'll hit Snowy.
Oh man, Snowy using those close range weapon tosses, just to set his opponent on their heels. We saw him use that to great extent in his last set, even though his opponent started catching on and interrupting him with faster attacks as he tried to approach afterwards. I guess it's just going to be the question of what's Phazon's answer. Uh-oh.
Throwing out a lot there, but he will be safe to come back down. Both of them have plenty of jumps here. Phazon doesn't have to answer to the weapon tosses of Snowy just yet, but he's going to have to start thinking about that equation.
Oh, the hook and the boot. I guess if you're hanging out in that mid-range where Snowy usually likes to weapon toss, the scythe downlight actually will reach you.
Yeah, pretty nice tool there for Phazon against those weapon tosses. Although Snowy can get a little bit above it. That thing doesn't hit that high.
Oh, gets behind it that time for the perfect punish and taking the stock. Fresh as a daisy, both of them just white on their second stock.
Yeah, getting this one even, but again, Snowy, with those weapon tosses, that's one of the biggest risks he has, is he's going to make himself disarmed, and Phazon could take better advantage of it, but so far, trading back and forth.
Phazon keep him on the wall. Oh, plucks him out of that recovery. Snowy just managed to reset his jumps, but man, they are happy to have this aerial battle.
Phazon, of course, happy to play that offstage. Snowy, though, getting some good hits, that side light in there.
Ooh, playing around that platform, let Snowy dash off of it for a ton of down air approaches, and he's got Phazon into the red, looking for this next knockout.
Nice ground pound. Still not done. Ground pound, true combo off the dare. Phazon gonna get the stock.
Yeah, that was clutch. This is what we didn't really see too much of from Phazon in the last set because he couldn't get his offstage, his scythe string started, but now it looks like he's got him locked in.
Yeah, doing a much better job getting those scythe hits in the offstage to guarantee those knockouts.
Looking for that weapon, but Snowy just continuously denying, and I think he's just going to tie up the stocks.
Very real possibility.
Oh, no.
Phazon does get the wall touch, but in the meantime, Phazon's not getting any extra credit despite the fact that he's extending the stock.
There we go. So this has been an absolute seesaw. One of them takes the stock, and then it gets tied up immediately after.
And just like that, we're down into the final stocks here in game number 1.
Ooh, goes for the dodge read, but Phazon got up and out. Phazon looking for this next weapon, manages to hit Snowy away. Now it's back onto the side. This is where we've seen it do so much work off stage, especially on the left-hand side. Are we looking at a repeat?
Oh, opportunity. Doesn't hit the follow-up ground pound. I really thought he was going to go for that dare ground pound again.
I did too. I saw it flashing before my eyes.
It was such a good knockout tool earlier. Falling dare doesn't hit the gravity cancel D-Sig.
Looking to catch the landing. Phazon does. It's 2 hits. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the boot there, but he was looking for a dodge read into maybe a signature.
D-Light. Oh!
Missed the combo.
It can be tricky. Definitely a lot harder to do than the D-Light into this raw recovery, but it's got the force to make up for that difficulty. Snowy with the neutral light.
You're like, his on-stage game is really starting to snowball against Phazon here because the damage had been piling up. Does he have the distance to make it back? No, the gauntlets have been thrown, and they found their way onto the head of Snowy.
Phazon's so good at that delayed weapon toss. Like, we see a lot of people go for the immediate dash weapon toss, but instead Phazon's like, all right, I'm going to just let you burn a bunch of movement, and then right as you think you're going to come back up, that's when I'll just toss it down and get that knockout.
Ooh, and look at that, just bouncing him off the wall, so brutal.
Really good from Phazon. Man, this one was back and forth for sure. They got down to the final stock's red.
Yeah, and it was like that every single stock
one,
along the way. No one ricocheted out with a massive lead.
Not at all. It was just back and forth, neck and neck. Snowy able to get the spawn weapons. Got both of them. Phazon not going to immediately pick it up. Instead, want to make sure that it's safe.
Oh, all right, mid-range weapon toss from Snowy, but you see Phazon starting to contest those with the dash neutral lights and even the downlights from the side. He reverses the edge guard, plucks him. He did manage to get the wall touch, so Snowy not in danger just yet.
Really good patience from Snowy. Phazon actually opting to back away. Knew that he wasn't really in a great spot to get more. Hits the dare. Gravity canceled opportunity. That's why he went for that spot dodge, but Snowy not giving him that position.
Phazon trying to think about how to approach this. He's able to get the down air into the neutral air. But again, we've got another situation where we are just marching towards the first knockout. Red damage both players.
Just that back and forth, back and forth. Phazon over to the gauntlets. The primary knockout tool of the Mordex is out there. Goes for the read. Snowy jumped away.
Oh, Snowy, wow, Snowy uppercutting Phazon, just going for the top rope dunk onto the stage even.
Yeah, really good job from Snowy, recognizing Phazon likes to play a little slow on those edge guards, right? He was just kind of floating down there waiting for Snowy to do something. He's like, all right, I'll just hit you as my action.
Oh, wow, that actually knocked out. So much damage built up. I mean, look at that. Even Snowy is kind of in that barbecue sauce color now.
Definitely doable. Side air, gonna put him into the off screen. That's how much damage Phazon has been able to put out, but he needs to get this stock. That's something that he struggled with.
The neutral air from below the stage, almost, but not enough.
A downlight could very well do it, but man, this is so much damage Phazon has to build up before he can get that knockout.
Yeah, downlight with the boot, even just the hard side light.
Dude!
Yeah, the falling unarmed side air finally doing it.
Phazon is definitely struggling in the knockout department, but he makes up for it with the damage build department.
Yeah, I guess that's where he really needs to step on the gas to bring this back, close that damage gap, because Snowy was able to get him into the orange while Phazon was searching for that knockout.
The two-piece. Doesn't hit the ground pound there, but still Snowy not responding to the damage from Phazon.
Yeah, this is where we saw Phazon struggle in some of his earlier sets. He can get the damage, but just not the knockouts. He needs to find those strong hits as this rises.
But Snowy's got some strong hits of his own, though. That Axe Neutralite really launched Phazon, having to use those side airs to get back closer to the stage.
Uh-oh. Skipped off the stage, ate some of that force, so Phazon manages to survive. There it is, Gauntlet side air. He's got the, yes, the second one, perfectly lined up. Now he's got the stock lead.
Can he maintain it, though? Snowy comes in, already swinging on Phazon. Neutralite going to put him off stage. Weapon toss keeps him off stage.
See Snowy just wiggling back and forth. Oh my gosh!
That was
The quick side signature.
That fist got blown up, I swear, just in a matter of milliseconds. Snowy able to even up the stocks immediately.
Ooh, man, and he was just running away with it now. Dangerous. That soft platform, you know, it does provide just enough coverage to keep Snowy from using the slide charge down signature.
Snap weapon three-piece.
Chunking away.
Damage.
Just getting a couple stray axes here and there to push Phazon deeper into the red. Goes for the weapon starve and arms himself with a fresh axe, so it's going to take a little bit longer to knock this one out of his hands.
Yeah, but he's predominantly hitting down airs, which are great for building damage, but not likely to get a knockout on main stage.
Oh my
Down light
gosh.
almost does it though. Lots of damage being put out. Phazon starting to struggle here. Side light doesn't get the read.
Yeah, he is just rotating through weapons constantly, trying to keep Phazon guessing.
Weapon toss plays from Snowy. Phazon stuck on the
Oh.
wall. Ooh, that weapon toss doesn't hit, but the recovery does. Snowy ties it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were talking about Snowy not giving you a moment to think. It was immediately he went across over that corner for the down weapon toss, and then without skipping a beat, just recovering back onto stage to hit Phazon, knowing, hey, I scared you off the wall, you're going back onto stage, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, Snowy, really good job putting that pressure onto Phazon. Phazon had to put out 563. Snowy putting out 699. Both of them struggling to finish off their stocks.
So now we're going to Demon Island. I think this is where Phazon is going to be looking for even more of those offstage plays. Not as much wall to play around with. He wants to pluck Snowy off with the scythe and just take him out.
Just go for the offstage engagements as much as possible. Snowy's still hanging around this corner. Means Phazon's going to try to shove it more. Doesn't go for the punish on the back end of that down six.
Oh, chunking up the damage. Snowy still with the lead. Oh, okay.
Still no punish. Ooh, the weapon toss actually interrupting Phazon there. Getting into the red.
Man, it's crazy how often these two find themselves unarmed against each other.
It's not crazy how often Snowy finds himself unarmed.
Yeah, I believe that. Just because he uses weapon tosses so much in his game plan.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, the perfect bonk.
Caught him right as he went for the recovery. Phazon's stars came out, and that's the stock. Snowy with the advantage.
Man, he is just trying to chase down Phazon. Like, all right, you want to go for this weapon. I know you do, but I also just want to make you pay for it. Nothing is free.
Phazon went for the end light forward there. I thought for sure he was going to go for that pivot, put him into the offstage again, but Snowy.
Uh-oh, in danger. That was so smart, but Phazon with the perfect denial. A normal dodge, I don't know if it would have had enough distance to make it back
Probably
there.
not.
But the gravity cancel neutral signature just touched the bottom corner. But Phazon, he wasn't going to let that go.
Yeah, really good job on Phazon to recognize that Snowy still had an option there. Like, he was playing tricky in the offstage, but goodness, he's playing tricky with the onstage with this damage being built up onto Phazon's second stock.
Oh my gosh, doesn't get the combo off of the downlight there. But man, that damage has seriously been building. Snowy always very high damage in these games.
Oh, jeez. An immediate side air. Snowy one stock away from putting himself another on the board.
Ooh, couldn't deny the weapon from Phazon there. But still kept his axe in play with the high rainbow toss.
Again, no weapon tosses from Snowy, but Phazon gonna deny it. Okay. Try to take away this old hit from Snowy. Doesn't get the ground pound, and Snowy able to fight back up.
So this is where we need to find Phazon finishing
Nice.
his plate absolutely perfect. Where before he struggled to secure these knockouts, there he was right on pace, high efficiency.
Yeah, really good recognition, of course, that Snowy went for that up toss, so he's likely going to jump up, try to get that pick up, and so Phazon played right around that. Got the ground pound as well. Final stocks here. This could go either direction.
All right, jockeying for position. Snowy, man, he even just went for like that long range weapon toss. Phazon, no trouble hopping over it. Ooh. Yeah, that's where things get really spicy. Snowy doing those offstage spiking attacks against Phazon's scythe. That is risky business.
I think the on-stage of Snowy is doing enough
so
business
strong.
on its own. He's getting so many hits.
Oh, perfect dodge. Phazon,
Nice.
he got the dodge read. He saw it. Full punish.
Really good recognition from Phazon, and it hits the ground pound. Phazon up over Snowy 2-1, but man, this is a back and forth set between the two of them.
Jeez, again, Snowy, almost 600 damage on the board.
That's what it takes to get Phazon deep red final stocks.
Jeez, look at, yeah, these scythe ground pounds, where in previous games, he was using it a lot, but it was rarely hitting. Now it seems like he's made just that little bit of adjustment onto, all right, where are they actually trying to place themselves? And now he's covering those columns and finding hits.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of like going over the edge and then like pretending like he'll ground pound, and then waits a little bit and then just does a jump ground pound to catch them, because they,
Yes.
you know, most people will panic when you come over, and then they'll go for that thing when they're like, oh, it's actually safe. Wait, no, it's not safe because it's a jump ground.
It is a really good adaptation, because a lot of those ground pounds that he wasn't hitting before, they would recover high against him. They would basically just go right over, kind of jumping off of his back. So that jump ground pound gives him the little bit of an extra vertical mix-up to cover where they were usually going.
Definitely a nice option coming out from Phazon. Currently up 2-1 over Snowy. Snowy thinking about the adjustment here. What's it going to take to keep himself inside of this and take this to a game number 5?
Ooh. I know, we always just expect the Rayman. There's going to be no legend change, but do we have a map change? Is it Demon Island once again, or are they running it right back?
Very real possibility. It's
No.
going to be Miami instead. More soft platforms, and again, no way to rotate underneath. Not that either player has really been utilizing that.
All right, so Snowy, he's been doing like a lot of on-stage stuff this game, but this is where I might want to see him go for some of those crazy gravity cancels, just because gravity cancel down signature on Rayman's axe, absolutely powerful tool, especially if you have a map like this where they are stuck on whatever side you knock them off. You can't cross underneath. It's got the scaffolding spike.
A lot of offstage potential here on either side. Gauntlet v Gauntlet. Phazon getting the damage built up. Lots of neutralites connecting onto Snowy, but can Phazon get that knockout?
Yeah, that's always been the hallmark. He gets the damage, but sometimes it takes him a little bit longer to find those strong hits and seal the deal.
Nice recovery from Phazon. Perfectly timed, able to get it without struggling too long, and he's going to swap over to the side.
Yeah, this is, you know, you were talking about him not feeling too good today. He looks like he's feeling good in this match.
Feeling good in his gameplay, at the very least.
Yes. All right, Phazon, you see him always hanging out around these corners. He wants to get those scythe reversals, toss Snowy off stage, because catching these landings around the corner is where he's found most of his damage.
He was going for that recovery, but the recovery from Snowy. Able to get the backswing as the startup of Phazon was coming out, so Snowy evens up the stocks.
Snowy just juggling axes. It's a full-on circus act here.
Those things can be tricky, especially with how big those axes are, but Phazon lands down, gets the neutral light, goes for the ground pound. Gonna dip under the stage, at least make himself safe from those weapon tosses. Nice.
Oh my gosh! Just the ledge cancel dash going off of that top platform to get the extra third uppercut. Because I always like seeing, like, the side light is kind of an uppercut in itself, you know? The rising one there. He got the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and he's able to punish the D-Sig. Oh, but again, the stars. Phazon doesn't have the vertical, and Snowy immediately evens it up.
Fighting unarmed, just happy to go for all the extra damage. Phazon undeterred.
Went for the option of the D-Light recovery. Knew that Snowy wasn't really in the kill percent, so the D-Light ground pound would be a nice threat, but not really any more damage.
Ooh, threw down, almost got the combo off the bounce.
Oh, dunk down. What's the follow-up?
Double
Wait
dunk.
for it. And
He doesn't have
that'll be
anything
it.
left.
Phazon gonna take it 3-1 over Snowy in convincing fashion with the gauntlets, with the scythe, with the Mordex.
Yeah, that was the change up. Look at that, 469 damage done. That is so incredibly efficient. Phazon, you know, that's the missing piece. That's what he needed in his gameplay, was finding those knockouts in a timely fashion. And here, I mean, this was just phenomenal. Look at that, dunk number 1 into dunk number 2.
Just hit that ground pound, and New Snowy had nothing to go with it. Phazon cleaning it up. Really well done from him. And like you said, he was much more efficient with those knockouts. Able to utilize that high soft platform on the left to get that second sidelight into the recovery. Able to utilize those dunks on the edge, playing that aggression just right to make sure that this wasn't a 600 damage game.
Yeah, that's the key thing, you know. You don't want to let Snowy get